Hello class, it's Mrs. Durst, and today we're going to continue exploring paint mixing with a fun little project. And the new thing we're going to try today with our watercolor paints is watercolor paper. It's very, very thick. And it's thick because it allows us to really use a lot of water. So when you use more water with your watercolor paints, it thins out those particles and you get a lighter color. So it works a lot like adding white to acrylic paint. So water diffuses or thins out a watercolor so that you can get it to stretch and be very, 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 very light. And so today I'd like you to try that. So that's something new. And this paper stands up to that extra water just fine. Okay. We're also going to be celebrating the dot. Dots are fabulous. And we're going to spend a few weeks talking about different ways the dot is used in art so that you can look for it when you are out and about looking at other people's art. You'll notice the dots. Now, also, we are going to use some salt. A very little bit of salt, not a lot of salt. But once we do use the salt on our painting, we want to not move it around, rub it around with our brushes. The salt just sits on top of our paint and it creates some pull and drag with our paint, which just adds a different detail. It's kind of cool what salt will do with watercolor paints. So just make sure you don't use a ton. It's not a lot of salt. And you don't want to rub it around or move it once you place it in your paint. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that. So we will jump to the visualizer. There we go. So we have our watercolor paper. Oh, it just feels so yummy. I've already charged up my watercolors by dropping clean water with my brush into each pan. That charges up that paint and makes it start to move around for us. You may have a different looking paint palette. Remember, you can always use this. This is the lid. Your lid will be white, which is nicer because you can see the colors that you're mixing over here if you'd like. Now we're celebrating the dot. So what I think we want to do is just do a number of dots on this paper. Now you may do dots in a row. Okay, very methodical. You can do a big dot, little dot, big dot, little dot, and just keep going until you fill up the paper. It's really up to you. This is your dot celebration paper. It's up to you artistically to do it in the way you want. Now, I've often told you that I start with yellow first. Yellow has a lot of value. It's the highest in value of a lot of the colors. So I risk muddying up my yellow first. So I always start with it with a clean brush. I'm not going to use a lot of white today. You may if you'd like to try it. It just doesn't show up on white paper, but you can try that. But I'm going to start my first dot. Now, always put 2 colors in a dot. That's it. That's all we're going to do today is 2 colors per dot. And I have enough paint that it's pooling. So it's nice and thick. I've really allowed my yellow to take root there. Let me see if I can show you how nice and thick my yellow is. See? It's a nice thick amount of yellow. And I remember I said just 2 colors. So rinse out, use your paper towel, my paper towel. And I'm going to use this funky blue color. And I'm going to just see what I get in here. And I'm really just going to see, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. And I'm really just experimenting with colors inside these dots, okay? And you can mix them around. You can color them solid. I like to leave a little of both colors showing through, okay? So just continue about your paper, creating these dots, circles of paint. So let's do, I'm gonna do an orange. I'm gonna get that nice and full. I like that orange color. And now I'm gonna put in some of whatever this is. Oh, it's like a burgundy. All right. And like I said, I think you're gonna have a very different set of paint colors coming out of this. So have fun. Let's try this one. What do you think this one is? This looks really, really dark. Oh, purple, deep purple. Ooh, interesting. So as you can see, I'm going with the more free form, not in a line. I think I'm going to try, I don't know, maybe this color here, whatever this is. Oh, this is a lighter purple. Oh, interesting. So just have fun creating dots, okay? Let's do, this is a green. Oh, nice. And I'm gonna go with this color. Oh, it's a brown. And I'm just gonna mix some of that in there. Now, when you've finished a section of your dots, take a tiny bit of salt and just sprinkle it on your dot, just like this, okay? And don't move it, don't touch it. It's just fine that way. And I'm gonna move my paper around so it's easier for me to play with this. Now I'm gonna try to get a pink. I'm just saying, oh, I think I'm gonna try to get a pink. So I'm gonna take red and I'm gonna do mostly water, and it works. Remember, I can get tints by just using more water with my watercolors. And I can darken up my tint like so. Ooh, I think those are my two colors, a pink and like this slightly stronger color of red. And that is fun, okay? And keep going around. And I might just do my salt right now so I don't forget. Just a pinch, like hardly anything. And that salt will make some really weird things happen to my watercolors. You don't see me use a lot of black because you know black is super, super strong. But I'm gonna do a black one today. So I'm gonna put this black on there, or gray. Maybe I'll keep it this gray color. And then I think I'm going to go in there with, oh, how about, let's do this darker blue. Oh yeah, that works. And you just mix that in. And you're gonna cover your paper with these fabulous, fabulous dots. Let's do another yellow one here. And we're celebrating the beauty and wonderment of the dots. I'm gonna make this one yellow and yellow orange. I'll use a light orange in here. Ooh, that's neat. I like that color mix a lot. Oh yes, that's pretty. So after I do a couple, I'll just put a few little splats of this. So keep working in your dots. And when you get these bigger ones done, you can go around and do some of the smaller ones. And the idea is you do want to leave a little white around all your dots. Don't have your dots like completely connecting with each other. We're trying to celebrate the separateness of each dot and the colors inside, okay? So keep working. I'll share my finished project at the top of this lesson, and I hope you enjoy all the fun there is with mixing your paint and using a little salt.